welcome to the Daily Dragonfly. And today we are going to continue our little painting we started using all these fun techniques that we learned in last week's video shorts. So if you haven't seen those, just go back and take a look. I also post them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So you won't miss anything if you can't find them on the feed. Don't worry. And now, well, today, so on the spring equinox, we painted all these beautiful little dragonflies. And on the new moon, we painted the circles of, which represented our new moon energy. And I did those, and those basically in the shape of lily pads, because we are thinking spring. Today, we are going to add some pretty water underneath the lily pads, because as you know, lily pads grow in the water, coming up from the deepest, darkest muck to create these amazing, beautiful lotus flowers. And just, you know, the fact that their ability to just get through the muckiest kind of mucky water is such a lovely attribute, right? We can all experience that in our daily lives when we need some, you know, just some good old-fashioned, I did it, I'm here, I made it through my darkest, the darkest, muckiest muck, and I am letting my sunshine shine. Bringing your joy to the world, right? That's what we're doing with this Daily Dragonfly, hopefully. And you are too, right? As you're learning and bringing your sunshine and your creativity to the canvas. Here we go. So there, look at that. That's just some fun. Really, I'm just using my number 16 brush again, right? You guys, you know, I just like to tell you, you can use whatever you have, but this is the Princeton number 16. And I remember, like I like to tell you that I always keep mine media specific, right? Which means I don't use these brushes when I'm using my acrylic paints, because I want to have that lovely spring and that tip and all of that intact. All right, well, this is kind of going right into, it's the same color as that dragonfly. So we'll go ahead and we'll give that dragonfly a little extra zhuzh up in a minute here. But right now we are just focusing. We can detail that out another time. I'm just focusing on getting some of that yummy blue watery color down, right? And this might be another opportunity for me to try and get in some of those big, beautiful, watery drips from the using the isopropyl alcohol. We'll see. I don't know. Is that what I want to do today? I think I want to use some plastic wrap, but I'm not quite sure. I may even, instead of plastic wrap, just use some paper toweling. Or not. I haven't decided yet. Let's see here. I think I'm going to just make some darker bits in there. All right, we're just going to cover this canvas with blue. So sometimes it's just fun, you know, when you let your canvas dry overnight, right? You can go in, just spend 5 minutes then putting in the background. So you do it in stages, so you don't worry about too much detail and really, you know, focusing on, oh, that's not perfect, or I don't like that. You just focus on the fun and the joy of putting the paint on the canvas. And look at that. There was already a dot of that beautiful isopropyl alcohol. Does wonders on watercolor, and it does great wonders on acrylic paints. So you can use it on both. I do both. Just remember, when you're using acrylics, you have to use more water in the paint, because it's a heavier body paint, much heavier than a watercolor would be. And I kind of like leaving some of that white there. It really makes it stands out from the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna go in there. I like it rough, because water is never the same color, right? It's darker in some areas and lighter in others, and I'm just kind of giving it a little movement here, just adding some, basically, like if the water would hit the lily pads, just a little movement around there like that. And then I think what I'm going to do, which is fun too, if you don't have isopropyl alcohol, another good thing to do is just use a spray bottle full of water. So I'm going to go ahead and test this, and I'm going to see. Look at that. So it's not as dramatic, but it added and kind of blended and mixed and did some fun things to the background. So I'm going to bring that up closer now. You can see it's all really wet, but that water kind of breaks up the pigment and gives it a nice fun texture too. It's a great thing to do with your acrylics. Water does amazing things like drips and splotches and oh, so much fun. Well, that is what we're going to do today, right? I'm gonna lay that down. I've got a little piece of plastic, and this plastic didn't come from buying saran wrap. This came, like, I think it was wrapped around, actually, this pad of paper. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this, reduce, reuse, recycle, and I'm just gonna place it and rip it apart a little bit. So I have a couple pieces here. And I'm just gonna place it around the bottom of this canvas, kind of rolling it in that paint. Oh, I'm gonna have to let it dry here. So we're just gonna push it down, see what this does. This is just plastic wrap, so it doesn't really want to stay. So we're gonna weight it, just not worry about it. There we go, we're gonna leave that there. We're gonna crunch this one up, put her down here, and just place some weighted things on here. This is just an empty jar. And then we're gonna see how that dried back and how we like that versus just the plain water. All right, well, you have a fabulous day today. This is the Daily Dragonfly, and I will see you at the canvas.